Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Ultimate Sales Conversion Highlight Reel, TTEC's web series for sales professionals about what it takes to blow through those sales targets for Q4 and into 2021. My name is Liz Glogowski, and today we are getting in the game. Now, it's important to have some planning, which is what we've done in previous episodes. But for this episode, we want to hit the ground and actually start scoring some sales plays. So in this episode, I'm very pleased to have with us Iain Banks from TTEC's European office. Hi, Iain.
Hi, Liz. How are you doing?
Good. Great to speak with you today. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So what I wanted to talk today about, as I mentioned, is getting in the game and actually starting with a great game plan. Because, without a good plan, sometimes things can go awry when you actually get out into the field. So I wanted to pick your brain a little bit about what maybe a good game plan looks like. So from your experience, how would you draw up a winning sales game plan? What might be some clutch plays that are in there? And what are some sales strategies that you want to make sure you execute on?
Yeah, it's a really good point, Liz, and it's important to build that sales plan because it is a strategy that sets out sales targets, tactics for your business, but it really does identify the steps you need to take to meet your targets, because ultimately in the sales industry, we are here to deliver on targets. So the way I kind of look at building out the plan, I set myself probably 6 activities. And the first one, it sounds very straightforward, but it's actually quite one of those objectives that some people don't set, and it's setting a clear set of sales targets for your business. Very defined, very clear, very measurable as well. And be critical in choosing those sales strategies that are suited to your target market. Again, when you look at TTEC is a global international organization, and you have to take into consideration market nuances when you look at North America, EMEA. So build that sales strategy that's specific to the market you're operating in. Also identifying, looking at sales tactics for your sales team. Every sales individual, sales representative will bring a different level of experience to your team. And it's critical that you're able to identify the strengths of each member and assign those tactics to them, because it does sound a bit corny, but there is no I in team, and it will rely on every single member of your organization to deliver on that target that you set out. Because in sales, if you think about it, it's a very tough game in sales. It can be ruthless, and it's so important that part of the sales plan is how you activate, motivate, and focus your sales team. Continually looking at that objective that you set out at the beginning is critical. The last 2, again, ones it seems very straightforward, but one people miss is really set out a clear budget and clarify steps how you're going to achieve your targets. Key milestones and deliverables so that everyone has a clear vision of what they're going to do within the game, but also review your goals periodically and improve your approach to sales, because at the end of the day, things change. Look at the situation that we're in today during a global pandemic. The goals that we set out at the beginning of the year, we've absolutely had to adjust them. So a sales plan sits within, alongside a marketing plan, really to direct the efforts of your sales team. And it's so critical that you have that plan in place, but also have the ability and flexibility to make changes where possible.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Obviously, there's so much that goes into the plan. It probably takes a while to get it to a really good point that you're ready to get out in the field and start activating it. But as you mentioned, sometimes things don't go as planned. So what are some recommendations that if things do go a little sideways or the market changes, how do you adapt that plan without necessarily throwing it all out and being able to keep the momentum of the plan while maybe making changes?
Yeah, so the way I look at that, Liz, is consider, let's call it the football coach. I mean, he or she stands on the sideline, not as a casual observer watching the plan develop and simply let it play out. No, he or she is constantly monitoring the changes that are happening in real time. So if you look at it, again, using the football analogy, if a key player gets injured, coach has to make a substitute. It's the exact same from a sales environment. Again, I'll use that example in the pandemic. And what's really critical is when you take a step back and really observe what's going on, make those changes, look at what's happening in the market, look at what's happening in the verticals that you've prioritized, and really understand how to switch from defensive to offensive schemes and being able to be very agile in your approach. So again, even though we said at the beginning, having that set of objectives is critical, you have to be able to be flexible and adapt and be able to switch in and switch out, substitute and move as those strategic themes pan out throughout the course of your sales cycle, whether that's 9 months or 12 months.
Great. Well, Iain, thank you again. This is a web series really designed just to scratch that surface, and you've provided us with some great insight even in this short time. So thank you for joining us today, and thank you in the audience for joining us as well. Iain made some great points about making sure you've got objective sales targets and sales strategies. If you're looking to fill your game plan and fill your playbook, and you're looking for some specific recommendations, TTEC's got a strategy guide called 5 Proven B2B Sales Strategies that you can just take and apply to your own business. Right down there on the link below, I believe it's ttec.com/sales engine. You can download that sales strategy guide to be able to activate some of those strategies for your business. So we recommend that. So that does it for this episode of the Ultimate Sales Conversion Highlight Reel. Thank you again to Iain for joining us from Scotland, actually. And so we'll leave you with another sports highlight, as we do every episode. This one is a little bit more for the audiences around the world, where it covers more of real football. So we'll end with that. But before then, just stay tuned for future episodes where we'll talk more about being in the game, specifically around building that loyal fan base and how to avoid flags on the play. So stay tuned for some of those future episodes. And in the meantime, enjoy this real football clip.